learning window, defining a phrase and a clause. A group of words that makes sense but not complete sense is called a phrase. A phrase is usually part of a sentence. We can add some words to the above phrases to get sentences. 1. When I looked through the window, I saw a peach tree in full bloom. 2. Uncle Henry would often tell us amusing anecdotes about his life as a traveler. 3. The woman strolling through the garden is my aunt from Germany. A phrase does not contain a finite verb. However, it may contain a non-finite verb, an infinitive, a participle or a gerund. In the second example, amusing anecdotes contains a participle. In the third example, strolling through the garden contains a gerund. Now, look at these groups of words. The woman who is strolling through the garden is my aunt from Germany. The highlighted words who is strolling through the garden do not constitute a phrase, for there is a subject, who, and there is a finite verb, is strolling. In a way, this group of words resembles a sentence. However, it is not a sentence, for it does not make complete sense, and it is only part of a sentence. This group of words is a clause. A group of words that has a subject and a finite verb of its own and makes complete sense is called a clause. Kinds of phrases. A phrase can act as a noun, an adverb, or an adjective in a sentence. The function of a phrase depends on its construction or the words it contains. On the basis of their functions and constructions, phrases can be divided into these categories. 1. Noun phrase. 2. Adverb phrase. 3. Adjective phrase. Noun phrase. When a group of words does the work of a noun in a sentence, we call it the noun phrase. Let us look at a few examples. 1. Rupali wanted to free the caged canaries. 2. Going to bed early is a habit with my family. 3. I tried to warn him about the impending danger. Adverb phrase. When a group of words does the work of an adverb in a sentence, we call it the adverb phrase. Let us look at a few examples. 1. The children decorated the snowman enthusiastically. Decorated how? Enthusiastically, adverb of manner. The children decorated the snowman with enthusiasm or in an enthusiastic manner, adverb phrase. 2. I searched for the folder everywhere, adverb of place. I searched for the folder in every possible place, adverb phrase. Adjective phrase. When a group of words does the work of an adjective in a sentence, we call it the adjective phrase. Let us look at a few examples. 1. We need an experienced leader for this expedition, adjective. We need a leader with experience for this expedition, adjective phrase. 2. Grandpa's wise words echoed in my mind, adjective. Grandpa's words of wisdom echoed in my mind, adjective phrase. Difference between phrase, clause and sentence. Phrase, clause, sentence. A phrase is a meaningful group of words. A clause is a meaningful group of words. A sentence is a meaningful group of words. It does not make complete sense by itself. It may or may not be dependent on something else for complete meaning. If it stands on its own, it is a sentence. If it does not, it must be part of a longer sentence made up of 2 or more clauses. A sentence can stand on its own. It expresses a complete thought. It has no finite verb. It has one finite verb. It has at least one finite verb. It has no subject or predicate. It has a subject and a predicate. It has a subject and a predicate. It has no finite verb. It has one finite verb. It has a finite verb. Types of clauses: independent, main, principal, clause, and dependent, subordinate clause. Read these sentences. 1. The book was written by someone who has a thorough knowledge of the subject. 2. I will leave now because it is getting late. The underlined parts of these sentences can stand on their own as independent sentences. However, the highlighted parts of these sentences cannot stand on their own. They have to depend on the rest of the sentence to convey the correct meaning. A clause that has a finite verb makes complete sense and can stand on its own is called the main clause or the principal clause. A subordinate or an independent clause is the one that has a finite verb but does not make complete sense on its own. It has to depend on the main clause to complete its meaning. Coordinate clauses. Now read these sentences. 1. Parul left yesterday. Parul has not returned since. 2. Parul left yesterday and she has not returned since. By using the coordinating conjunction and, we joined two sentences of equal grammatical importance. Clauses that are joined by coordinating conjunctions are called coordinate clauses or coordinate main clauses. Noun clause. A subordinate clause that acts as a noun in a sentence is called a noun clause. Read these sentences. 1. Sarita hopes to clear the interview easily. Noun phrase acting as the object of the verb hopes. Sarita hopes that she can clear the interview easily. Noun clause acting as the object of the verb hopes. 2. Our thoughts give shape to our character. Noun phrase acting as the subject of the verb give. What we think gives shape to our character. Noun clause acting as the subject of the verb gives. A noun clause may be introduced by A. The word that. Examples. We were surprised to know that Suhail had declined to head the project. I know you wanted to impress me. That omitted. B. Question words like why, what, how, where, who, etc. Examples. I can't believe in what he says. We could not understand why he was being so stubborn. C. If or whether. Examples. Meena asked me if I needed her help. The teacher asked us whether we had brought our drawing pencils. Adverb clause. An adverb clause is a subordinate clause that does the work of an adverb in a sentence. It modifies the meaning of a verb, an adjective, or another adverb in the main clause. Read these sentences. 1. You should visit the temple before leaving town. Adverb phrase indicating when you should visit the temple. You should visit the temple before you leave town. Adverb clause. 2. Being sick, she remained at home. Adverb phrase giving the reason why she remained at home. As she was sick, she remained at home. Adverb clause. Adjective clause. A subordinate clause that does the work of an adjective in a sentence is called an adjective clause. This experience has taught me a valuable lesson, never to be forgotten. Adjective phrase. This experience has taught me a valuable lesson, which I shall never forget. Adjective clause. We need a teacher with 3 years teaching experience. Adjective phrase. We need a teacher who has 3 years teaching experience. Adjective clause.